there is a new TV series on the way at DC Studios. And this might seem unexpected, kind of out of nowhere, but it is a Jimmy Olsen TV show. Of course, you know Jimmy Olsen from the new Superman movie. He is Clark Kent's best friend at the Daily Planet, and he's played by Skyler Gisondo. Do you know how to say his name? I've seen him in a billion things. Skyler
I don't,
Gisondo.
to be honest.
He's played by Skyler. Skyler's great. He's great as Jimmy Olsen. And what it's described as is a kind of a journalism investigation story with Gorilla Grodd as the forefront, as the villain. And it's going to be written by these two writers who wrote this series called American Vandal. I have not seen that show. I don't know if you have. The two writers' names are Dan Perlt and Tony Yasenda. They're just giving me the hardest last names today possible. Regardless, from what I've read, American Vandal is kind of a parody of the true crime genre, right? So if that gives you a little bit of an idea of what this series can be, maybe parodying, journalism and journalists in our real world today. Um, what do you think about a Jimmy Olsen series?
I feel like this is something everyone's kind of on board with. Everyone collectively is like, you know what? Yeah, I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. He was a lot of fun in Superman. He was a lot of fun, and also it was important in the plot. His girl, who was Lex Luthor's girlfriend, ended up showing the pictures that led to Lex's demise. Like that was an important plot line in Superman. So it was like, I don't know. I think it's very, very funny how Jimmy Olsen just like all the ladies want him. He doesn't give a care in the world. It's so funny. It's so good. James Gunn cooked with that for sure.
He's like you.
He's like me. I'm just minding my own business, and I have people calling me sexy in the comments. Like I'm just here, man. I'm just existing. So yeah, I relate to him in that capacity. No, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool. Again, I think this is someone that everybody can get on board with. Unlike maybe a Toy Story 5 where I could see the argument where, we don't need it, we didn't need a 4, whatever. Jimmy Olsen, why not? Fun character. Similar. It's kind of similar to the Penguin show, because after the Batman, people liked that side character, and everyone got a Penguin show, and it was really good. In Superman, everybody likes this side character. Now, the Penguin and Jimmy Olsen are two opposite characters, but it's the same concept of a side character from a really good movie. Let's give him a cool storyline.
Yeah. Even though you said everyone's on board, I actually don't think that's totally the case, because I saw some comments that were like, why are we giving this random side character a show? Why? It's supposed to be about superheroes. This guy doesn't even have any powers, blah, 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 blah. James Gunn has said since the beginning that he is making movies that have good stories. We keep going back to this on this podcast. It's all about having a good story, So I bet that if he is greenlighting a Jimmy Olsen series, it's because they have a really, really good idea. So in the end, I don't care if it's a superhero heavy show or not, because you just brought up Penguin. Penguin doesn't feel like a superhero show, even though it's in the DC. I guess it's not the DCU, but DC extended universe, multiverse. So yeah, I have faith in James Gunn, and I have faith that he would only greenlight something that is deserving of a series. And because of that, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was well said. They might just be trolls on the internet. You never know, but I hope not too many people feel that way. I don't know. I think it's why not? Why not?
Now, Gorilla Grodd. Do you know much about Gorilla Grodd at all?
Can't say that I do.
Okay, he's kind of like this giant ape that's usually like a Flash villain, and he's super, super, super intelligent. Again, neither of us are the biggest comic book guys. I think a lot of the comic booky stuff we learn is mainly through film and television. But I did read that he at one point in the comics has an entire kingdom that he runs in Africa. Actually, I think that was a plot point on The Flash at one point. Regardless, maybe it's Jimmy going over there and investigating this community Planet of the Apes. I don't know. But cool that they're bringing a very popular comic book character along for the ride as well.
I think that's also a good point you made I think that's another big similarity between us, how we're both not comic book guys. I didn't grow up reading comic books. The comic books I care about are in the movies and shows. And then, like when it came to Wicked, of course, you didn't watch the show Wicked, but you watched the movie, and we're here to talk about movies and TV. That's the podcast. So I just think it's a very, very important to point that out, and the fact that like we're such movie and show guys, and that's like our main, that's our main source of media, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And that's why we're going to be upfront if we aren't the most knowledgeable about a specific topic, because that's the thing about movies and TV, Noah. They cover every single range from music to comics to sports movies to it's one of the coolest things about film is you can learn something new every time, and we're never going to be the number one expert on any topic, but yeah, I think we're just going to try and be as transparent as possible. Anyway, moving on from that, I am pumped for the Jimmy Olsen show. We'll see where it goes.